Hello and welcome to Journey to Union. I just want to introduce this channel. This is the first video, so this is going to be an introductory video on just what this channel is going to be about. What I'm going to talk about is the journey to come back to inner union, the herogamic union, or the polarity integration that we all want to attain to achieve inner union. And you can call this the twin flame union, or you can call this, whatever you want, but it is a journey of coming back to unity. And that is what this journey is all about. And so I wanted to dedicate a whole channel on the journey of coming into inner union and what this really means, because a lot of people, especially divine feminines, are very lost on this journey right now. They are very, very lost, and I see them struggling. I see them, not understanding what this process is really about, what's happening to them. And they are seeking, somebody outside of themselves. And, we get into these loopholes of what this journey is really about, what this, inner union is supposed to be about, right? We think it's about another person. And yes, it may have started off that way. It may have started off where you meet somebody and there's a strong connection and there's this, a lot of things happening, right? So a lot of spiritual things start to happen. That is the beginning of this process. And what we're here to do right now, what we're here to integrate right now is really the polarity work. This is what this journey is about. It's doing the polarity work. And I've been called to do this for a while. And now I'm spontaneously making this video and making this recording, but it's really to help the divine feminines. And of course, my process has been all about helping women. So I've been helping women for a long time, and I have another channel, but I wanted to make this channel dedicated specifically to the twin flame, to the herogamic union template, the polarity work of merging your inner polarities and coming back to wholeness. And this is really what this process is about. So if you're guided to this video, if you're guided to this channel, if you're on this journey, if you're struggling, I'm going to be helping you move through this process, because I have been on this journey for a long time myself, and now I am stepping up more as a leader to really share what I know. And part of it is the process, the journey to inner union, to union. And this is why I feel that I need to share what I know, what I've learned, and I help other women, help other divine feminines who are really struggling on this journey, who are really having a hard time with it, who are trying to seek the information out and not finding the information, or not understanding what this process is really about. And it's really not about seeking the information out there. Yes, of course you want to know, because at the beginning you don't know a lot of information. You're left very confused. You're left thinking that it's all about one person. But the process is really about the divine feminine always goes first and gets initiated into the journey first. So how it works in polarity, or how polarities work, is that the divine feminine is the leader of the spiritual process, the union process, the herogamic union. So this is what happens, and she goes first, and she is the leader in this. And then the divine masculine, the masculine within her follows to meet her where she is. So this is how it works, and this is why usually the divine feminines, they are very aware, very awake, very spiritually ahead, and they are struggling a lot. They're very much struggling in this process, and coming back to this wholeness, coming back to this unity consciousness, to this doing this polarity work is not easy. And a lot of us have signed up for this particular work because we're integrating not just soul level integration, we're actually integrating monadic levels, which is higher levels than the soul matrix. We're integrating higher levels than that. So that means it's a lot more of an intense work, a lot more intense than, the normal journey of the soul journey, or, that level. We're actually going higher. So this is why it's very difficult and very complicated, but the process, the reason why you're doing this journey, the reason why you've chosen is because you're uniting the two polarities that have been out of balance on this planet for so long. Once these two polarities are unite, that's when you create the third energy, the source energy. That's when you merge with source God. That's the third energy. And that's unity. That's 0 point. That's basically what we're getting back into through this process, through the journey of going back into inner union, through doing the monadic integration. So a lot of people are just on a soul journey. They're just integrating soul aspects. But when you do this actual herogamic merging, you are integrating higher than soul. You're integrating monadic levels, which are based in the upper heart chakra. That's when you're actually merging with your monadic self. So this might sound complicated, but it's not that complicated. It's just the mechanics, the energetics of how it works. So this is what it is. And I had to, for myself, go through this process for a long time. And on this channel, I'm going to be sharing with you my journey, my process. I'm going to be helping you on this process. I'm going to be giving you the right codes that you need in order to accelerate you on this journey to inner union, to inner herogamic union within yourself. This is what the twin flame journey is about. It's not about a person outside of you. It's about merging those two polarities that have been out of balance on this planet back into union to create 0 point, to create that neutral field. And that's what you're doing. And that's what the higher journey is about. This is what the actual mission is, because it is a mission. If you're doing this, you're here on a certain mission. Okay? You're here with very high responsibility, and you've signed up for the separation and then to actually unite again during this ascension cycle, because that's what we're doing. The ascension cycle that we're in is allowing us to come back to herogamic union. There's no other way. There's no other way but to come back to 0 point. And that's what you've chosen to do. Okay? So it is an energetic integration. It's an energetic merging. It's a polarity integration process. And the feminine struggles a lot on this journey because she is the one that goes first. She is left with a lot of wounds that she has to deal with. She has to process, and she has to go through the core wounds and heal them. So this journey is a multi-layered process. It's about shedding all of this baggage, and the feminine is going to struggle a lot on this journey, and it's not going to be easy. But on a soul level, you knew this was going to happen. You knew that this process was what you wanted to do. This is exactly what you needed to do. And this is exactly what you signed up to do. You knew everything. You knew that this was going to be this way. You have chosen to separate from source. This is why you're not in union with source and with everything. You're in separation when you come here. You chose that. But then you chose to come back. You chose to come back and unify through the process of going through this density, through going through this density and really working through this density, and whatever load that you had to do, whatever load that you chose to take on, you chose to take on that load to then come back to integrate your polarity, to come back to inner union. And that is exactly what you're doing for not only this ascension cycle, but you're doing this for your own soul growth, because this is exactly what you're doing here. This is why a lot of us are doing this work, is because we've taken, the divine feminine has taken on a very distorted template, right? So we have taken on a very distorted template when we come here. We come here, we take on the karmic template, we take on the miasma, we take on all of this density as divine feminine. We take it on to then clear it, to then upgrade it, to then merge our soul, a higher self, and then do the monadic merge, and then come back to 0 point, right? So this is the process. This is the multi-layered process that you're going through. This process is not something that is easy, because it is very difficult, actually, in terms of what you've chosen to do, this twin flame journey, this herogamic union. It's not about a twin flame. It's not about another person. It's about merging your inner polarities to 0 point, to come back to 1, to then merge with source God. And so this is the thing. The feminine doesn't understand, like we don't understand what's going on with us at the beginning of the journey. If you're early on this journey and you have no idea what's going on, you are in a lot of pain, you're in a lot of suffering, you're in a lot of ego, first of all, because the ego has to be harmonized on this journey so much. And if you haven't done a lot of that, then you're going to go into the focusing on the other person. Okay, and that is normal. That's part of the journey. We're not judging here. There's no judgment in this. It's just all levels of consciousness, okay, that you break through. You break through different levels. It's the same as life. You break through different levels of consciousness to come back to what you're really here to do. So the feminine struggles a lot on this journey because she's the first to go, and she's left with a lot of wounding. She's left with a lot of, she has to be initiated into these different parts in order to actually do the whole work, to do all of the work, basically. That's how I see it. I don't really see it from, because it's the other person is not you. There is no them, you, I. You have to stop looking at the other person as if they are the one to change something about this journey. It's you that has to shift on the journey, especially if you're divine feminine. You have to shift yourself. And in the way that you actually shift is you just start to do this ascension process. You go through the layers. You go through all the layers that need to be shed. And this is the only way you come out. And this is how you actually come back into inner union. It's all about the polarity work, the inner work. And we're going to talk about different topics. This is just a very short introductory video to get it all started, because I can't cover everything in this. This is just to introduce to you why the divine feminine is struggling right now on this journey, and she's struggling throughout the journey. And I'm here to really help all the divine feminines that are struggling. I want to share what I know, want to guide you to that place of peace and being in your heart, being in 0 point, being in detachment, being in union within yourself. Okay? So it's not an easy process that is you shift overnight, or you just have a mindset shift. It's not a mindset shift. It's an integration quantum shift. It's a polarity shift. It's a polarity merger. It's a polarity healing journey. So it's not something that you see online, oh, you just have to shift the energy by shifting your mindset or this or that. It doesn't work that way. If you're stuck in the energy of that consciousness level, that's you in that consciousness level. You can't shift it through a mindset work or just by saying shift it. It's about going through the energetic layers and actually shifting energetically, which is not done by somebody telling you just have to change your mindset. You got to shift the energy by changing the mindset. It's not going to shift anything. It's by actually going in and facing what you're feeling inside and healing through the layers that are showing up. And that could take a long time to do. It might not take a long time, but it's the constant up-leveling and constant shifting that gets you there. And then you're unifying within the heart space. You're activating your heart chakra, your upper heart chakra. That's when you're unifying. Okay, so this is where you're unifying upper heart. But in order to get there, you have to move through the layers of the density layers, the last 3 chakras. You gotta move through those layers to get to the heart. And that's gonna be tough if you have a lot of density to clear. You have to move through all the density layers in your lower 3 chakras to get to the heart. And the heart is where you start to feel that union, that monadic merging happening, that 0 point. So I'm going to leave it at that for the first video, and we're going to talk more. If you enjoyed this video, if it resonates with you, if you need help, if you're struggling on this journey, please like the video, please leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel. And I will speak to you in the next video, sending you lots of love and healing energy, and we will talk soon.